Good morning. My name is Michael R. Roser, and I am co-founder of Strategic Life Coaching, LLC, and its chief coaching facilitator. This morning, I'm in a wonderful spot, and I wanted to share that with you, but I have some cautions. And while it warms my heart that a few people here just in the last couple of days have called and taken me up on my offer to give away my transformation plan in order to help them in their life. And it's a very rich document, and I'm very, very proud of it. However, I'm concerned and wanted to talk about it this morning because the plan itself is not a panacea. It's not a cure-all. And frankly, by itself, for me anyway, it's no different than the many self-help books that I read in my adult life that ended up on the coffee table and gave me some things to think about, but that's where they ended up, or underneath my bed or on a bookshelf collecting dust. And so I wanted to be just a little cautionary, I guess, in that. And the plan by itself, albeit a rich document, without the two meetings prior to getting that plan, I believe you're missing some very, very critical points. The first one is in the discovery session that we would have together, is about an hour in length, and it sets the tone, if you will, for, here's where my client finds themselves presently, and wants to make that change and wants to get to another point, another destination down the road. And that discovery session is very, very helpful because it gets to the point of what do I want to be and where do I see myself getting towards, either better financially, better physically, better emotionally, and in my case, better spiritually as well. And so what we do is we take that information from the discovery session and we write it down and organize it, and then invite our clients back to the assessment session. I can't even begin to describe how important that assessment session is, because in its general form, it then will take those goals and what we established in the discovery session, and it's going to tell us a couple of things. First of all, it's going to tell us whether those goals and that destination is attainable. And that's very important. And it's not something that is obvious, meaning, do you physically, I'm going to be 58 here in a couple of weeks, and I can't physically do what I used to do in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. It's just not. My lower back has issues, my knees have issues, my hips have issues, and I have to factor that in now as my body changes. My body also changes emotionally, and how my body operates as far as my head to my body and so forth, that changes over time. And the medications that I'm taking to stay in emotional balance change because I'm getting older. And so I have to go back in to my professionals, my intern for a medical checkup, my psychologist for medication checkup, because as my body changes, the effects on those medications and the effects on my plan to stay physically fit change. So that's one part of that assessment session. It gets to that. What do we have to work with? But even more importantly than that, and I can't stress this enough, is the plan that we're developing, is it going to be sustainable? And things pop up in one's life. Our parents get older that we have to care for. Our kids are growing up and they have different needs. our businesses require lots of attention and focus, especially now in these very uncertain times. And so if I am helping a client create a plan, I want them to get to their destination and I want it to be sustainable. And the reason I'm so adamant about this is I promise you, I tried for years and I was going to get back in shape and I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And I failed miserably because I couldn't sustain for a long period of time what I wanted to do and where I wanted to become, and what I wanted to become, excuse me. So by doing those things, then when we custom design a plan, we're taking into account all of those factors: time, money, everything. And so when we start a person out on this transformation plan, it's in very digestible, pun intended, little chunks so that people can make a beginning slowly and they can start to achieve what they want to achieve. It took me 6 years to get to where I am, and I had to do basic little tasks every single day. And as I was doing those tasks, I started to feel better. I did start to lose weight. I started to become more spiritual. I started to ask God, as I understand God, what His will for me is each day. And I started to move and adjust my plan as I went along. And now, happily, I'm in a place where the plan that I've developed and where I'm at in mine is simply maintenance on a day-to-day basis. There are things that I have to do each day in order to maintain and stay where I'm at physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. No plan, whatever facet of your life you have developed that plan, is not going to succeed, in my humble opinion, if it isn't followed by action. A concerted daily action, an efficient action, and one that is sustainable. Otherwise, you're setting up something that's destined to fail. So while I'm very, very happy that people are wanting and interested in reading my plan, I want to put that caution out that without action and effort, a concerted effort on a day-to-day basis, that plan is going to be very difficult to achieve. And I found in my travels, I got very frustrated and the give-ups came back pretty quickly because what I was trying to do simply couldn't be maintained. Not necessarily because I wasn't wanting to do it, I just couldn't because of other factors that came up that we will discern in that assessment session. So I hope this is helpful, and I'm glad for your interest. Please visit us at abundantlifeslc.com for this video and other tips on helping you get to an abundant life. Take care and God bless you. Bye now.